no regrets. I'm on the run, chasing the check, dropping the top, riding the vet, feeling myself, what you expect, you know I'm with it. No better feeling cause I could've quit but I didn't. 007 when I'm on a mission, moving it up to a better position, they thought I was tripping.
What's going on social media land? Charles Hutchinson, we're back again. Highly requested. Again, I just dropped that Nebula video, the initial launch video. You look at the numbers, right? They're definitely a little different, right, from the Crown Vic. So again, a little bit higher RG. So I think in theory, this Crown Vic should be much further down the lane, which could equate to more down lane hook or just could equate to longer. Pause. But yeah, man, we're gonna have a little fun. Again, with all of them, with both of these particular bowling balls. We're gonna play to the right, play to the left. There's definitely some soup in the middle. So I think it's probably gonna be a couple that just wave at us and never hook. So yeah, just something to be aware of. But get to Cooley.com, grab you one of the elite jerseys. Again, this was, again, when I was thinking about, you know, doing the PBA event, had them made, figured out how difficult it is for a non-staffer, or not non-staffer, non-PBA member to get into one. Yeah, man, you gotta get on a wait list, and then they can call you the day of, and that just don't work for me. I can't really do that, you know, not with my wife's schedule, mine's, and child. I don't know how other people do it. I guess that's why you just commit to be a member. But yeah, man, outside of that, links for everything's below. Get to Bowlersmart.com, they take care of me. Everything else, like, they just have everything. So shoes, bags, cleaners, whatever. Yeah, let's get going. Might do a best of 5 with these at the end. Stay tuned to the end. Nebula. Starting 25, my happy place. See what we get. Woo-wee. Yikes. Hook. Oh, I'm gonna throw the Primal Rage in here, which I just listed some of the Motiv marketing material with it, and it was like this kind of replaces that ball, which makes sense. You know, the numbers aren't that far off. There's definitely more differential in the Primal, but you know, main focus is the crown and the nib. Yeah. A little lint, a little more lint. And both bowling balls are laid out exactly the same. 60, about 4.5, about 30. Exactly the same. Splash. What? And that's all I know of this ball. Like the hitting, the off hits, like the shaker hits. Like they're just falling with that ball. Oh. So again, definitely, if I get one a little bit further out to the right, but is it because I projected it or just the ball is just that much cleaner? That's kind of the difficult part, you know, about doing some of the reviews, is that, hey, if you threw a good shot, like, you don't know if it was the ball or it was you. If you're doing the same ball, right, it's a little bit easier to figure that out. But, so let's jump to the right. We saw a little wiggle out there, so moving a lot closer to 21, or not 21, to 18 with my feet. Again, pins just fly. Just fly. And that was, again, a lot of my reaction initially, right, even with the Crown Vic, right, like it hit, and then a backhand reaction was so ridiculous. Especially, like, you know, people think about, you know, your granddaddy's Brunswick bowling balls, man, and I'm like, these ain't it. These is different. All right, we have hook, and again, we're gonna, of course, give you more shots, right? But my initial reaction is definitely that the Crown Vic is a little bit cleaner. Like, and I feel like it can be a little dartier. And again, look at the 255 with RG, right? Pushing this corner, this ball to just, you know, get down the lane a little bit further. Where that one, right, stands up. Like 100%, that ball stands up on me much quicker than I've ever seen a Crown Vic do that. Right, Crown Vic is just, again, pushing and go left. Oh, that's super inside too. Oh yeah, that's salt of oil. That much more salt of oil. Because I was, again, definitely left. It didn't get directly out to that friction that the Nebula saw. Let's see if I fire the Nebula, that same line, a little more direct, not as far, you know, to 5, right? Oh, that almost held too. Even further to the left. We're gonna repeat though, we're gonna repeat. Make a better shot, let's make one. There's a better shot. Yeah, there she blows. Like, again, very, very comparable bowling balls. Do you ever need both of these in the bag? Probably not, right? I think for somebody who look for a little more predictable shape, right, you could lean towards the Nebula. But they both dance. They both dance down the lane. 100%. Smaller move left with the Nebula, so getting closer to like 22. Hit. The way it's impacting the pins is serious business. I kind of want to see, right, and I guess the more I start to get left, because when I'm right, or I feel like when I'm close to around 20, I get to kind of firing the ball at the lane, and I feel like it kind of blends everything a bit. So once I get left, I get to see which one is really starting to change directions more or less. Get back a little further left, about to 20, 27. Measure with the inside of my left foot. I fell a little bit. Oh, buddy, that is nasty. Nasty. See if I can post a couple shots. Don't fall off of it. But again, because these balls are such, like, they're responsive, you know, it kind of just gives you like some confidence just to fling it. Like they do. When the ball fall, I messed up. I was like 4 more left than what I should have been. But keep in mind, right, the more I go left to right, the more you start seeing that hairpin come flying across the deck. Yeah, so if I had to call it a little bit sharper, still Crown Vic. It is. Now, which one do I prefer? To be determined. Like, to be determined. I think in a lot of situations, in the Nebula, the Crown Vic may be a little too clean. Hits me a little bit earlier. I might lean towards it. I feel like when I have more of a limited arsenal, if I had a wider arsenal, right, and I could fit, you know, this at the bottom of the bag, or maybe I might say the vice versa actually. Because I get a little more length, I can use the Crown Vic as more of a bottom end of the bag. You know, even though like I still would say like Intel Pearl might be a little bit less than both of these balls, but I think it would kind of still cover that territory a little bit. Where this might lean more towards some of the earlier pieces. So again, a more limited arsenal, I might go Crown Vic to fill a wider gap because this feels a little earlier. So, you know, I would be getting out of a solid or, you know, an effect tour or a black venom or a lethal venom and then going to this, right? Which you could, I feel like it's a smaller gap though, in relation to, you know, the Crown Vic. Crown Vic's a bigger jump, right? Because it's gonna be that much cleaner. I gave that all the business. It wasn't necessary, but y'all saw again. It is. They both are sharp. Like it's not that the Nebula's lacking at all. So we're gonna start with this one. We'll go back to 25. I think we have a lot of room. I say that, and it picks up like crazy. It does. We're gonna keep going though. We're gonna keep going. That was Nebula doing Nebula things. But y'all tell me, what do y'all think? Which one do y'all think is more angular than the other? And honestly, if I'm trying to score, I'm staying a little further right with both of these balls because I had really good ball reaction like around 22. And opening up lanes up just looks way more unpredictable. Especially in here. But yikes. Nebula is ridiculous. All right, let's probably want to do 3 and 3 with these two bowling balls because we got a lot. We got a lot here. Same spot. Yeah. Cleaner. Crown Vic, it's not even close in my opinion, like as far as which one's cleaner down the lane. Crown Vic. Big Neb, I think we're gonna be a couple more left because it's picking up the lane a little bit earlier. So again, I still believe, again, side to side, Crown Vic is still a little bit more, but because the Nebula is earlier, it's forcing me left because it's picking up the lane, right? I see it, seeing the friction sooner. But y'all interpret that how y'all interpret it. That's kind of my best explanation. Where I'm seeing more push out of the Crown. Oh, laid. And that laid. It saw some oil in the middle. Right there. Neb, so again, I'm about at least 3 boards difference where I'm standing. Hook. Oh my goodness. I thought it was gonna go. I thought a little faster. Crown Vickies. Yeah. Much further. Let's throw right my rage and we'll get out of here. I do want to see how this ball, kind of looks next to the Nebula. Didn't want to give it a full, second. I think the end of the Nebula Crown Vic video summarized it. Nebula is definitely a little bit earlier. Crown Vic definitely gets much further down the lane. Now you miss both of them into the oil, right? Crown Vic seems to lay there a little bit more, right? And I don't know if that's just cover stock or it's the higher RG core, right? Just pushing that much further down the lane. But the Nebula hooks. So does the Crown Vic. Can I say which one is definitively better than the other? It's really difficult, man. I feel like if I had to travel, it all depends on if I'm going something that I believe is going to be heavier or less volume. If I had a little more volume, I'm going to lean towards the Nebula. If I had a little less volume, I'm going to lean towards the Crown Vic. But I feel like, again, Crown Vic's a little bit cleaner and can stretch more into that weaker bowling ball category, where the Nebula can try to squeeze more into the middle of the bag bowling balls. So you think about Primal Ghost or even Lethal Venom. Like I'm trying to transition from those, right? That's a little bit closer than I feel like the Crown Vic is. But yeah, wanted to kind of make sure I conclude the video correctly. Again, I appreciate you guys, and until next time, man. We got a lot of fun stuff on the way. 30,000, we're right there. I have so much, that I want to do, and with time permitting, hopefully we can really knock some things out the park for you guys. And again, just a lot of stuff, right? You got to make time for it, and got to execute at a very high level, at home with my wife and my child, as well as with the people who believe in the vision, the dream, the hype bowling, hype nation. And we got a lot of changes, even including Tyler Wilson, right, who is doing some different things now, but he's still gonna be a part of what we do, but just a little bit different. He got a new job, so we gotta get him adjusted and acquainted to what he has to do to keep them bills paid. So yeah, man, appreciate you guys as always. Thanks for all the support, and man, until next time, man, you gotta get on the hype train.
You sleeping on me, just keep snoozing. I'm so locked in right now.